Welcome to our live interactive webinar on mastering the Gemini command line interface, Gemini CLI. So in this session, we will demystify the powerful capabilities of Gemini CLI, showing you how to set it up, execute a variety of tasks, and integrate it seamlessly into your development workflow. And crucially, we will look under the hood to understand how it all works. So, to demonstrate everything and to take you through the nice journey, I'm here, a seasoned AI developer with 10 years of AI experience, more than 10 years of core AI experience, and presently AI solutions manager. And I'm also part of the Google Cloud NVIDIA developer community member and Gartner research circle member. And on top of that, I am UAE Global AI Delegate. And in addition to that, I am also a trusted Google Gemini models tester. So along with me, I have Mr. Eskid, so who is a curious and bright learner representing all of us who are eager to understand and apply new technology. And he is a seasoned AI developer with digital info. And on top of that, he's heavily working on agents and also the agents which can interact with CLI. Welcome, Mr. Eskid.
Thanks, Charan, for having me here. And also thank you very much in advance for conducting this webinar right after the technology has been released.
Yep, cool. So this webinar is designed to be a dynamic conversation. So we encourage you to participate in your live Q&A sessions and also follow along with our hands-on demonstrations. But before that, before we actually get into the Gemini CLI, the most advanced tool available, so the hot one. So it has been released just one day before, and we are just experimenting it now. But before we get into that, I would like to show a few other things. So we have also built an MCP course. We call it as MCP Revolution. It's a chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. So please watch that teaser once. And if you would like to explore that, you just get into my ndimensions.ai YouTube channel, and that's where you can watch it. Welcome. We are thrilled to have you join us as we explore the incredible story of the MCP revolution. Before we dive in, let's consider a few questions. Do you think MCP is a new API? Will MCP replace APIs? What exactly is MCP? Why is everyone talking about it? Why, or even Microsoft, Google, and everybody else using MCP in their system? Start there. Now, let's begin the story. I would request everyone, don't just left behind. So go and watch that MCP course, and we have made it very simple in a more simplistic way. You can understand each and everything. We have started from the basics, and then you'll be doing a lot of hands-on building your own MCP servers in that course. And I'm repeating again, don't left behind. You should learn an MCP. That's the most demanding skill at this moment. In addition to that, we have also worked on, we have also coined a new term called pair vibe coding. So me along with Mr. Eskil and few other people, Rahul and then Alex, we are just doing the pair vibe coding with various types of tools. So far, we have used the Google Stitch and then v0.dev. In addition to that, we'll be bringing a lot of vibe coding tools and do the pair vibe coding. So I would request you to watch this teaser on that, and then I request you to just go to my ndimensions.ai channel and then watch the pair vibe coding webinar series, and it's also live in LinkedIn too. That's cool. That's vibe coding. But what if we amplify that vibe, make it a team sport? So, and we're not just coding with AI anymore. We are doing a pair vibe coding. So we call it as pair vibe coding. For me, pair vibe coding is just like conducting an orchestra. We will explore UI UX with Google Sketch and launch ideas fast using bolt.new or microsas setups.
Hey, the pair vibe coding is where the team creativity meets the AI precision. We'll harness the powerhouse like Gemini 2.5 Pro and specific Mistral AI agents.
Hello! Pair vibe coding is the next wave of innovation. Imagine crafting stunning UX with global development or diving into Web3 with multiverse as a unified team.
Hi, Pair Vibe Coding breaks down barriers. We'll build MVPs with Replit, deploy it on Vercel, and even manage asynchronous tasks with Google's tools.
So don't miss the pair vibe coding because that's what the future. The future of coding is pair vibe coding. Just join with us to do that. But for now, I welcome everyone and to our webinar on Gemini CLI. So I'm thrilled to be here today to explore the fantastic tool with all of you, Mr. SK.
Yep. And I am, they call me a skid. I've heard a lot about Gemini, but I'm really curious to see what this CLI thing that was released yesterday is all about and how it can actually help me and many others.
Yeah, that's a great question to start with, Mr. SK. So think of the Gemini CLI as your personal AI assistant that lives right in your terminal. How's that?
Oh,
Inst-
listening to it is okay.
yeah, so you would see this magic because we have all suffered with CLI a lot, and we got some boon now. So instead of switching to a web browser every time you have a like you every time you have a question or need some help with your code, so you can just interact with Gemini directly from the command line. So making your workflow much smoother and more efficient. So today we're going to set it up together and run through some practical examples.
Yeah, just listening to it is like giving me a lot of ideas. This is going to be a very consequential technology because uh, thinking about it in detail, C CLI was the main reason for a lot of people to not adopt other complex technologies. It is like a very huge barrier of entry. But now that you're saying Gemini in CLI, okay, let us explore. Let us explore it. How do we get started with it? Is it
Yeah,
complicated?
not at all. Let's walk through the setup process. I'll share my screen and show you the steps. So let
Okay,
me get into this. Okay, let me share my screen first and open the terminal. I hope my screen is up. Can you see my screen?
not yet.
It's on the way for you. Just brace yourself. Some magic is packed. I hope it's visible now. So this is my
Yeah,
command prompt. Are you able to see my command prompt at this moment?
yeah.
Okay. So the first, what you need to do to unpack, unravel this magic, first you need to make sure you have installed your Node package manager. You should have that. So let me check
Okay,
my Node version. So I got the version 20.11.1. So you should have a version which is greater than 18. You should have either 18 or later than that. Anything is fine. So now let me check my npm, which is Node Package Manager version, and I got the 10.2.4. That's more than enough. So if these two prerequisites are set, and we are ready to do the most important magical thing, which is we need to install the entire Google Gemini CLI repository into our local machine. For that, what you need to do is you just need to use npm package manager, and you just need to mention install and just say -g, which is and at the rate of Google. And so next thing you can expect, that's Gemini CLI. And let's wait for the installation. I hope you know the installation means the entire repository will be brought down and placed into your local machine in this case. So that's what.
Yeah.
So from where are you bringing? You're bringing from npm, basically the package manager. So it is a server there, and in that server, it will download the entire stuff and bring it and put it into your local machine so that you can use it. So now it's done, it's installed. So total changes is 431 packages in 29 seconds, and 123 packages are looking for the funding. Let me say npm fund before even we do anything else. So that's done from my side. Now, are you ready to see the magic?
Yeah. I'm shocked to know that that was it. That was the process. Let us
Yes.
continue.
Let me click on and get the magic. That's it. And here it is.
Okay.
Your Gemini CLI is in front of your eyes at this moment, and you can start off with, so you can see what happens next. So the first time you run it, the Gemini CLI will guide you through a quick authentication. So normally you have three types of authentication. One is directly with the Google account, and second one is with the Gemini API. So that can be done through environmental variable, and then third one is with the Vertex AI. So these are the three types you can do it. So I have already configured it with my Gemini API with the environment variable as well as Google account. So it's not asking. But for anyone who is following up, so it will prompt you to authenticate with the Google account. Please do it. So this is important because it grants you access to the power of Gemini models. Once that's done, you are ready to go. Are you ready to go?
Yeah. So what should we ask it?
Yeah, so that's what is all in your hands. Now that we all set up, let's try some basic interactions. The Gemini CLI is conversational, so you can talk to it just like you would do to a person. Yeah, do you have something in your mind?
Mm, that's a pretty clear explanation, but um, let us ask it something. Let us ask it something. Can you show me if I have any pictures in my pictures library? Something like that. Would that work?
Okay, so let me. What do you want to see? Can you
Tell
see?
me how many pictures I have in my pictures folder. That's a better prompt.
Tell me how many pictures I have in my folder, in my Gemini CLI folder. Let's see. So it's
Yeah.
doing the analysis. It's analyzing the file structure. Once the analysis is done, it will try to identify. So it has counted you have 12 pictures in your Gemini folder.
Okay. All these are
Yeah.
PNGs and all.
So that's
Hmm.
so just imagine how you would do this manually or with the command prompt terminal command line or bash script or CLI script. You should use either script, either, a shell script language. So now you are able to use a natural language to do that. Yeah. So do you want to check anything else?
Uh, because it is not having any problem with extensions, I can see that. Can we go with question something like, can you tell me how many code files I have in my documents folder so that it can differentiate code from pictures and all? We can give it a better prompt. But this is fine because
It doesn't matter.
Gemini is supposed, yeah, it is supposed to help us better
No, see,
articulate
those
ourselves.
days, yeah, those days are gone. So you have to be better prompt engineer to speak to the models. So if models are still dependent on the better prompt engineer, then it will never become better.
Hmm.
So the fundamental idea is any human being in this world with this basic understanding of prompt, he should be able to speak it and get the best response. And that's where will lead to a proper generalized usage of LLMs. And yeah, so based on the files in the Gemini CLI folder, you have one JSON file, that's correct. And you have one SVG file, a combination, which is this one. So since
Considered
JSON
to
is
be an XML file. Yeah,
XML, yeah. So that's how it is considered. And
smart,
this
smart.
.svg is also normally be used in coding. So that's the reason it has
Hmm.
considered that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
So
have made some
are,
animations using that file, so I know it.
yeah, exactly. So are you curious to know the technical workflow of this entire
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Gemini?
I want to know what just happened. How did my
Yeah.
question go from terminal to Gemini, and what happened inside, and how did it come back with an answer for my question?
So that's a brilliant and excellent question, as you should be curious enough to understand these things. So now let's break down the entire workflow. So how it works, the technical workflow. Basically, that's what we're gonna see in detail. So let's start with the step one. The step one is command parsing. So that's what when you give a command here, the first this Gemini CLI, which is command line interface tool on your machine, reads your input. It sees the string. For example, you have mentioned, so one of the prompt that we have given here is see how many pictures we have in our Gemini CLI folder. So that's what we have given.
Mm.
So one of the prompt. Now, so that will read this prompt and it will see it as a string. So that's the first one is command parsing. Step one. Remember, step one is command parsing. Now, what's next? Step two is basically API request. So it then wraps your prompt into a secure API request. So think of it like putting your question into a standardized digital envelope addressed to the Google Cloud servers where the Gemini model lies. Gemini model is there. So your entire command has been packed into an API and will be sent to the Gemini model. Step three is model processing, and that's where this request is sent over the internet to the Google's infrastructure. The powerful Gemini model receives the request, analyzes the text using the natural language processing, understands the intent behind your question, and generates a comprehensive answer. Three. Now the step four is API response. Now the generated answer is sent back to your computer in a structured format like JSON. And finally, it will be show up on your screen. That's the display, the step five. So finally, the Gemini CLI tool on your machine receives this response, formats it for easy reading, and prints it directly to your terminal window. And that's what the overall technical workflow. Command parsing, API request, model processing, API response, and finally the display. So in a fraction of a second, you have essentially had a conversation with a massive AI model running in a data center, all without ever leaving your command line. How is that?
Okay, that makes complete sense. So it's like a client-server conversation. My CLI, which in this case is command prompt, is the client, and the Gemini
Yeah.
model is the server. And we are just, it's nothing but a API call request, basically a conversation between the client and the server.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm ready for more. Let's learn something more. Let's
Yeah.
go to
So
the next
now,
level.
yes, exactly. So just do you want to try more like kind of creating the repositories or making directories and deleting the files? You can explore whatever you want, or you can, if you have any doubt while working, you can get the clarity of that. So just let me know what you want to do with the Gemini CLI, which is live in front of us. It's waiting for your prompt.
Um,
You see that?
so, can you explain to me? Wait, I'm getting a little confused between Gemini CLI and the Gemini that we have on our browser. Can we use
Yeah.
this Gemini CLI as the one, as the main Gemini? Like, can we ask it random questions and ask it to generate different files in our folders itself? Like, generate
Um,
some email and save it in our folder
the
with this name,
Gemini,
XX name.
the Gemini, which has been accessed from the Vertex AI or Google AI Studio,
Mhm.
is completely different than this. So
Okay.
Gemini
So this is like a
CLI,
particularly CLI type Gemini.
yeah, this is
Hmm.
completely the entire ecosystem is in your local machine, but the model is somewhere in the Google data center, the Gemini
Oh.
foundational model. So basically here we are using Gemini 2.5 Pro. So I
Hmm.
have used 98% of context already because we are using it. So it's very powerful model is in the backend. So you don't here you will use only Gemini 2.5 Pro, not 2.5 Flash, not 2. Not the other model.
Hmm.
So both
Okay.
are completely different, and the purpose is different.
Got
So
it. Got
it's
it.
more of
Th-
the contextual awareness and do things in your CLI, and without moving to the browser and get information, you can get everything at one place. And with the natural language, you will be able to do a lot of tasks. Before we used to learn a lot of shell commands and then scripting language to do. Now, at least some of the things you can do it quickly with the natural language, and now we can do it just to experiment it.
Yeah,
So
that
let's
distinction
imagine,
was needed.
yeah, let's imagine if you have a question. So let's ask this. Describe the main pieces of the system architecture. Or later stage, we can ask what security mechanisms are in place. So, so now it can't answer because you need to provide the respective repository. If you have a repository with you, so you can add that repository, and then so here if you see that even without providing any repository, it's intelligent enough to identify the files in my current directory. So and then there it is try to see, okay, in agents v3.ppd and then avarta AI for impact. So there it's try to find out a system architecture. So now
Hmm.
to give you an accurate description, it needs an proper um, architecture. So that's what example I was just trying to mention. Now what we can do here is, um, so let's imagine if you want to create a new directory. So
Hmm.
create a folder in this with the name of Gemini created. Let's execute and see whether it's going to do it or not. So now it's asking me allow to execute this. So if you do it as allow once, every time it will ask you for the permission. But if I say as allow always for this make dir, that means whenever you will ask this to create a folder, it will use this make dir command and it will create the folders. So I will say as allow once because I wanted to have a control. So let me do this. And so once it is done, we will get into, yes, it has created the Gemini created folder. So let's check whether it has been created properly or not. Let me get to the downloads, and this is my Gemini CLI, and here is the folder. Can you
Yeah,
see that?
got it.
So this is the folder.
Yes.
Yeah. And do you want to add, do you want to get into that folder?
Yeah, yeah. Let us tag that folder and ask it to create the summary of the conversation that we are having right now. Would that
Okay, so
work?
first let's get, yeah, first let's get into that folder first, then we'll
Hmm.
create. Okay, the directory, it has entered into the folder, which
Okay.
is Gemini created. Now it's asking the directory is empty. What would you like to do next? Tell me. What do you want?
Tell it we are going to
Yeah.
have a conversation in the CLI now. I want you to keep updating uh, a concise summary of everything that we have talked here.
Okay, so at least for now, create a file and add the conversation summary so far.
Hmm.
Let's see what it says. I don't know whether it has an um, access to what we are speaking. Of course it will not. So it has created the file, but whatever we have done with that, it has been captured. This is summary of the conversation so far. The user has started the home. I could have to see everything has been captured. Whatever we have conversed with the Gemini CLI. That's a brilliant. Let me say enter.
Yeah.
So basically, so with the shell prompts and the bash scripting, so at the end we would like to say what all commands we have used so far, and here it can do well in a much simpler way. So now let me get to
Hmm.
this folder and Gemini created, and here is the conversation summary. And of course we can create the, that's it. There is the magic.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool, man. What else
Yeah,
you
yeah.
want to
Let
do
us
with?
get into more practical things.
Yeah, that's fine, no problem. We are here to test it. Yeah. So do you want to, you know, ask some questions such as write a Gemini Discord bot that answers questions using fact.md like that? So we'll do one thing. Let's get back to the downloads folder. Okay. Get back to the downloads folder. Let's wait. So yeah, it's back in the downloads folder now. So here what I'm going to tell is I will ask it to create a new project folder in that. And it's checking contents within that downloads folder, and there's a huge amount of content in the download folders. It's better not to
Hmm.
check. Some 2000s, I think it's more than that. Too many files. Yeah, it's checked. Okay, so it found some 360 items. Now what I would like to say is create a folder which is new project. So then what we will do is just for fun, we will ask Gemini to write a Discord type of bot that answers questions using fact.md file that we'll provide. But before even we do that, what we'll do is we'll ask Gemini to create a fact.md file itself. Okay.
Okay.
So now let it create the folder. Then we will ask, okay, so now create fact.md file
With a few random facts.
with the few random facts on
Um,
anything.
Random facts on. Let us go with random facts of machine
Health.
learning. Yeah,
Oh,
health.
machine learning, machine learning and AI impact on health.
Okay, fine.
Let's see.
Maybe we should have specified some 100 facts or 1,000 facts.
That would be too much. Let's see how many facts it's going to create. So it has started the Google search, searching the web
Okay.
for interesting facts about the machine learning and AI impact on healthcare. Oh, it directly gone to the healthcare. That's okay. And let's wait. And we'll see that that file also once it's created. Now it's creating that, initiating the fact finding. But it's cool, man. It's see. A few years back, I think around 7, 8 years back, learning creating like using the command shell prompts, command shell. Oh,
Such a headache, yes.
it's that
Mm.
itself is a achievement. If I know how to create a text file and edit the text file using vim, so-called Vim, it used to be a achievement, and now I think I don't know where are we going. Okay, let's get into this. I think it's yeah, okay, it's creating the file content and then it's adding into that. So it has created, oh, that's nice. What are those? Shall we explore this? Frequently asked questions, AI in healthcare. How is AI helping in diagnosing disease? What's the financial impact of AI in? Okay, that's nice.
Mm.
And how does AI personalize medical treatments? Are hospitals actually using AI today? So now let's get to this folder, whether it is able to create or not. And what's the folder name? It is new. It is okay. We are getting to the, yeah, it's this is where the new project. Can you see that? So
Yeah,
let
I
me
can.
open this in VS Code and we'll able to see the entire pack. And that's it. Here
Mm.
is your fact. Yep, that's brilliant. What's next? Shall we ask this to create a Gemini Discord bot?
Yeah, yeah. Direct
Okay.
action.
Yes. Write me a Gemini Discord bot that answers questions using a fact.md file which has been provided. Let's wait and see. Now, just to share a story. I think around 8, 9 years back, when we started using this bash scripting and Windows command line prompting and command line scripting and everything. So just creating a file, writing a file, deleting a file, and learning all those script and executing and practicing it. And it's kind of at one go, if you create 20 files, 30 files, that it's like a magic and an achievement. And from there, we have reached to a stage we are speaking to the CLI in your own language. Of course, it's not our own language, but it's in an English language. So let's give. So how is the magic, Cascade?
I am imagining again two opposing sides are going to form. One is going to be in support of using all this AI technology to not do any technical stuff at all. And then there's going to be other team that's going to be core advocates of using every single code, using command prompt on their own, by hearting everything, doing it like a real dev, real man.
Yeah, that's good.
They're
Okay,
going to
you
be like,
started imagining how future is going to be with this.
yeah,
Yeah, so whatever the case, the things is things are changing and things is gonna change. So you can't do much other than adopting the change. So let me
yeah, I love it.
it is, yes, it is ready. So it want to install pip install discord.py. It has created. Let's just review what it has done so far.
Hmm,
So what first I will read the fact.md file to understand its content. It has read it. And then I will now create the Python script for the Discord bot. This script will read fact.md file, connect to Discord, and answer user questions based on fact content. It is a really nice piece of code that it has defined one function. So where it load facts and it will get the path, and then fact file information has been added, and then of course it has used async. That's nice, synchronous. That's great. Yeah, and it's finally running the bot at the end. And so now it has created the bot.py file, and also we will need to install the discord.py library. I will use the pip.
hmm.
Okay, so let's enter. So it's going to install the Discord. Hmm, let's see. So the installation, I think the requirements already satisfied. I would have tried it for some other purpose, and it's outlining the core logic at this moment. So now we got the okay. So discord.py library is installed. Now to run the bot, you need to go to your Discord bot token. Of course, we need to get that. Go to Discord
Hmm.
developer portal, create a new application, go to the bot tab and click add bot. I think it's just a 3 steps away, or else we can do this way, like set up the environment variable and run it. So once the bot is running, so then you need to run the bot here. You can invite it or disk. Just be a few steps away, but of course, do you want to do it or we want to try something else? But this is the
Uh,
power.
yeah, I can see what we are going to do exactly with these three steps, and I can even see it running. Let us move forward for now. If we have any time left, we'll come back to this again.
Yeah, sure.
But this
Do you,
result is even better than the ones in the web, I feel.
yeah, obviously, because see here it is able to do everything right in your
Yeah,
environment. In your environment, so because in web, whatever is happening, that's on the web. But when you want
yeah,
to build something and develop something and implement something, it has to be in your environment. Of course, from Gemini or GPT, you have to come back to your environment and you have to implement that here. So when you are able to do that here, basically adding intelligence to CLI. That's what is Gemini CLI.
yeah. It has better context of our own system. So obviously, it is going to perform better, I feel.
Yeah, so see, like these networking engineers and infrastructure engineers, system engineers, it would be like so they can quickly do things because they spend a lot of time on the CLI.
Yeah.
So what else you want to try here?
Mm, we have any
So
other
let's
applications? Yeah.
so we can do this way. Example, so let me go where are we now? Just So let's get back to downloads folder wherever we are. And then there, what we will try to do, I think, no, from there, we'll get into that Gemini CLI folder. So there I have few JPEG images. We'll ask them to convert them and see.
Yeah, let's
We'll
go
just
ahead.
ask them to convert them. See the capabilities. Convert all the images in that particular directory to the PNG. Or all .jpg or jpg to png. Let's see. Okay, so get into the Gemini CLI folder. So we are speaking to the CLI in English language. Can you imagine this? Just a simple one, not on the commands.
Yeah, I'm going to
Okay.
try it right after this webinar.
Yeah, please do. And I request everyone to try it out
Yeah.
because the way we work is changing completely. So identify the .jpg or .jpeg images in this folder. So it's defining the image locations and it's able to identify. Okay, it found 5 matching files. Okay, what we'll do is let's ask it to convert the .jpg files to, let me see how many .jpg. Okay, you have .jpg, 2, 3, all the .jpg. Okay, one JPEG. We'll ask one house.jpg to the PNG. Are you ready?
Yep.
Convert all .jpeg images to .png. Only .jpeg. Let's see. And of course, we can organize we'll come back to downloads and we'll organize all the PDF files. So it found one .jpeg file. See how accurate it is. And I will now
Yeah.
convert it to a .png file using an appropriate command line tool. So I will need to check if you have a tool like, see, now it's asking whether we have a tool. If we don't have, we have to install the tool and do it. So let's allow once to install it. It's the new old game, my dear friend.
Finding this FFmpeg is a hard task. I have worked with FFmpeg, so I know.
Yeah,
Let us see how
normally.
it's going to install it.
Yeah, so now it has installed FFmpeg. Okay,
Wow.
I will use it to convert house.jpg to house.png. Let's allow and see
Hello,
what's going to
hello.
happen. So it's trying to find out the image and now it's going to use that. I have successfully converted. Let's see whether it has converted it or not.
Okay. Yeah, yeah,
And it
yeah.
is removing. The command will delete the house.jpg file. Hey, I did not tell you to delete it. That's wrong. Why are you deleting that?
Over smart.
Okay. Yeah, that's what was smart. So I'll say no. So it won't delete. So let me get back to our repository, the Gemini CLI, and this is our PNG file.
Superb.
Are you crazy? This is your .jpeg and this is your Gemini. This is your PNG. The crazy stuff, the magic. And let me get
Great.
back to this. And this time we'll go back to the downloads folder and I'll just ask it to organize all the PDFs based on the month.
Hmm.
Okay. Get back to the downloads folder. But this cool, right? It will install things. It will decide which tool is better for you, and it will install the tool for you, and it will execute the things for you. What the hell you do? You're just a
There's
driver.
a new feeling rising inside me. It's like I'm having full control over my system. You know that feeling? Once you learn Linux, you feel like, okay, now this system is under my fingertips. I'm feeling same, exactly that same feeling without
Yeah,
learning
yeah,
Linux.
yeah. But that Linux commands you will not remember all the
That's
time.
a
You'll
headache.
forget a lot of because
Yeah,
I know
it's a
I
big
have that.
headache.
Yeah. Again, I used to practice those things every time just to make sure. Okay,
Hmm.
okay. So we are into the download folder. So now what I'm gonna say is organize all my PDF files in accordance. All my PDF files by month of creation. Let's see. That folder is very big folder, the downloads folder. Let's see what it's gonna do. So it is showing some 4 errors that can be seen later. Yeah, it found 59 files, the .pdf,
Hmm.
and it's doing the PDF search. And let's see, will it use any external tool or it will use internal tools? Okay, I found 59 PDF files. Now I will create a folder for each month of creation and move the corresponding PDF files into them. So I'll start with the first file. I'll get the creation date of the file. Okay, that's
Hmm.
cool. You do it. I'll watch it.
Now I'm getting another feeling.
What is that?
So I
You
feel,
do it. I'll watch it.
yeah, so some people are going to install these tools, all these tools, uh, this FFmpeg, converting this to that, that to this, all these conversion tools. They're going to install it and then they're going to give personality to this Jarvis. This is essentially Jarvis of our laptop. And then
Yeah,
people are going to start fighting by saying, my Jarvis is better than yours
exactly.
because mine can convert PDF files to images and JPGs. Yours can't
Yeah,
do that
everything can
yet.
be done. Yes. So it seems that the start command is not available on your system. I'll try to use different command to get the file's creation date. So I will try using PowerShell. Of course, you have to use the PowerShell.
Hmm.
Try to use it. So that's good. You're learning how to do things better. But this is awesome, man.
Yeah.
Before we used to do all those things. Okay, go and search in internet which tool is better for this, and then try to install it. Sometimes you will not find that in your package, and then go again find
Hmm.
something else. It's and headache.
I'm telling you, right? Installing that FFmpeg and using it correctly took me half a day. I
Yeah, because
remember
for that
that day
particular
very well.
project, it's for
Yeah.
the transcription project. So the previous command did not return the creation time as expected. I'll try to slightly different partial command to get the creation month and year. Okay, try it out. We'll just watch you performing. Yeah, for that transcription file project, right? The diarization and transcription.
Hmm.
The commands I'm using are not producing except so I'll try to be one more approach using a different partial command prompt. Okay, just try it out. Sometimes, but just imagine if this is the new normal.
Whatever you have done until now in the CLI, general normal person is going to take about 2 to 3 hours easily. That too, a seasoned developer is going to take 2 to 3 hours to implement these things, converting JPG to PNG through CLI.
Yes, exactly. So that's what the point here is. So these are all the basic things we used to do using the and more importantly, if you see the systems team, the administration, the system administration team, the
Hmm.
support team, they'll use this CLI a lot to fix a lot of problems. So
Yeah.
now For them, it would be like a boon. So without remembering all those CLI commands and all, they can easily get the information. Do you want to try this? Get the RAM, ROM, hard
Yeah,
disk, all
yeah,
this
yeah, yeah,
information.
yeah. That's a nice
So
idea. Do it, do it.
because those are the most important aspects of these support teams.
Hmm.
So since I
Get
cannot
all
get
the
the
related, yeah.
yeah, so we will just try that next.
Hmm.
So is there anything else I can help you with? Okay, that's fine. So we will. What is that? Your okay. So get the RAM.
Get no, 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 no. Give it this kind of prompt. Get all the
Yeah.
system information that you can from my system, and then analyze them. Then rank my laptop or system from 1 to 10 on how powerful my system is. I want to see how powerful your laptop is.
Let's see. It should use some nice. I think even I forgot this command prompt commands. At least I remembered a lot of Linux commands.
Yeah,
With these commands, it's acquiring the system data. It might be using. Okay. So your system specification, general idea of its power. So I'll start by gathering the necessary information about your system hardware. Yes, please do.
nice.
So okay. So
It is
okay.
getting everything.
One
Nice.
home single language. It's getting all the information, Intel family 6 model, and just that's
It is like a
great.
movie end screen.
Thanks
Director
for
name, system
providing the
name, everything.
information. Key components, analyzing your system. Okay. Processor. Okay, that's good. Exactly. You have 16 GB of RAM. Still, do you have any doubt that AI is not going to be here?
Absolutely
Graphics,
not.
because still there is 30% of people in this world believe that AI is going to fade away.
AI is going to make superhumans, superhuman people,
Yeah.
superhuman developers
Okay,
who
I
can
got
do everything.
7.5, man. Based on the processor and RAM alone, I would rate your PC as follows. Overall power is 7.5.
Hmm.
And this is a very capable machine for a wide range of tasks. The powerful processor is the standout. Just continue. Yeah, that's good. So my laptop is good. It's a Dell and it's working well. Please provide the following information. So graphics card, GPU, and the name of your graphics device and storage tab. Let me know if you have an SSD or SSD. Once I have the details, that's fine. Yeah. So this is yeah. Anything else? Do you want to try it out?
Hmm.
So we have tried, or shall we do this? I think we can shall we do a full web app?
Sure, we can do that. Obviously, it is this thing is an inbuilt AI code assistant.
Yeah. So if we
GitHub
have the,
Copilot, Claude, all these things. This is like the inbuilt version of it. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, essentially, it can
Okay.
act as all the code helpers also.
Yeah. So then we'll try to delete the files
Yeah.
first. Um, okay, let's try to get that again. Summarize what we have done so far
In
in
the same file.
the
The same
same
file which we
what
did before. Yeah.
which you have created before.
Yeah. Just don't give it
Let's
the
see.
file name. Let's see.
let's see. So I just want some networking one. So networking tasks, HTTP protocols.
Hmm.
So we can try out that also. But okay, I will add a summary of the recent. Okay, go ahead. Conversation summary.txt. Now we'll append the summary of our latest interactions to the file. See that?
Yes.
Mr. Escade. See what it has done. It has appended on the existing file. That's brilliant. It's updated the file with a summary of our recent activities. So do you have any questions now? So I think we
Hmm.
can have one more session to explore all those things in detail. So we have done too much. Let's keep this Gemini stuff here. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, do you have
Let
any
us try
specific
to
questions?
questions. Okay. So one question I have is, how does this Gemini CLI handle version control? As in,
Version?
yeah.
Yeah,
If it basically this doubt came because of I was thinking it in terms of it being a code assistant, and
yeah,
then because it is a CLI, it is also essentially it can act as Git. So
yeah,
if it can suggest changes to the code, does it
yes.
integrate with Git directly?
See, it's exactly here what Gemini CLI is doing. So if you understand that aspect, then your question will be answered. See, to
Hmm,
here in this aspect, the Gemini CLI is more of a layer of intelligence to your CLI, the existing
hmm,
command line interface or script bash. It could be bash. Okay. So what
hmm,
it does is it will understand your requirements and it will do tasks according to yours. So it is a best, it will translate your ideas into actions and get the best tools for you to. So now how does Gemini CLI handle the version control? So if it's so for that question, Gemini CLI can suggest Git commands, kind of Git
hmm.
rebase and generate code changes requiring
Yeah,
user approvals before execution. Its companion. So Gemini Code Assist or GitHub integrates directly with the Git workflows by reviewing pull requests and suggesting code that can be committed directly from the GitHub. So it's that simple. It will use the best tools for you for your best purpose, for your requirement. It's that simple. Gemini
okay.
is the one
Hmm,
will understand your requirement and get the best out of best for you. It could be version control or it could be conversion of PNG. It could be creating a PDF file.
hmm.
So yeah,
Okay. Uh, if I continue that train of thought, I have another question.
yeah.
Because we are going to essentially use this Gemini CLI as, at least I am going to use it as my co-pilot, then what are the
No,
recommended
you
best
can say
practices?
Copilot. You can say Co-CLI,
Co-CLI,
Copilot
okay.
CLI. Yeah,
But then I am also going to use it as co-pilot also because it has the file changing capabilities and
yeah,
generating everything. My
yes.
question was, what can you give me some best practices for managing sensitive information? Or basically for the proprietary code when using Gemini CLI, because we know that it has context-aware capabilities, and it is going to be communicating with Google servers. How can we
Yeah,
or other organizations ensure data privacy and security?
yeah. So the the most important thing is when it comes to this place. So the best aspect, for example, if you are using Gemini for your personal use case, that's different. But if it is for the enterprise, that's a slightly different scenario. So now let's
Okay.
deal with the personal case scenario. When it comes to personal case scenario, you just make sure that, because at that time you will be using an Gemini model, which is completely uh, generic model, which has been open for all of the other guys who are like using for a personal scenario like you. So there you have to be very careful what kind of files you're processing, what kind of files you're basically making it part of the entire process. So you have to be make sure all the sensitive information and then files which consist of that sensitive stuff has to be avoided completely. And but when it comes to the um, companies or enterprises who are already using the Google Workspace, then most probably their Gemini model would be sitting in their Google Cloud, which is specific to their environment, their tenant
Mm.
environment. So in that case, it is little safer, but still you have to have your own responsible AI guidelines placed so that it will not happen.
Mm.
So that's very important
Okay.
aspect to be done. Yeah.
Yeah. I have another question. In the start of the meet, you mentioned about MCP, so that's why. Uh, so there's no specific question, but just in general, can you elaborate on how developers can build and integrate their custom tools or services with Gemini CLI using MCP? Because we know that Gemini CLI has inherent Google search capabilities.
Yeah. So Gemini CLI specific to the MCP. That's what you are asking, right?
Yeah, and there's no
So
question. I
that
just want your opinion on it. General discussion.
no, that's very important. That's very powerful. Actually, I wanted to do that, but as we don't have enough
Mhm.
time, so probably we'll plan one more session that's
Yeah,
more
yeah, yeah.
of Gemini CLI and then MCP, because parallelly we are doing MCP course also. We are creating the MCP course. So we will create few MCP servers, okay, for MCP course. That MCP servers will use it in the Gemini CLI. So this is going to be a game changer. Seriously, I'm telling.
Mm.
It will be an ultimate thing to be done, because through CLI you need to speak to your various servers also. Sometimes you do that because you need to integrate the front end, back end, and all that stuff. So now, if you use the Gemini CLI, absolutely supports the MCP, which is Model Context Protocol from Anthropic, a standard for connecting the external tools, APIs and services, and resources and prompt templates. And developers can define the functions for their custom tools and create an MCP server and deploy it and take the MCP server URL, and Gemini can call these functions by generating a structured JSON object and allowing integrations with databases, third-party management tools, or custom scripts. So now it's simple. See, if you see the MCP architecture, you should have an MCP host, an MCP client,
Mm.
and MCP server. So now your Gemini CLI will become an MCP client, and that will speak to your MCP servers. That's it.
Okay, I understand that. Okay. Basically, this is kind of a philosophical doubt, but not so much. Okay, so what I wanted to ask is, we know that doing all this coding and all is a very professional thing, and that's what makes us software developers and senior software developers. But then going ahead, what separates uh, high level management, higher level software developers from us is project planning, project architecture, and all. So my question is, how does this Gemini CLI contribute to the overall software development lifecycle beyond just coding and debugging? And can it also assist with project planning, requirement gathering, or even development of automation at higher levels?
So it's at this moment, again, you need to understand that Gemini CLI is not a tool to do these things. It is basically enable you to do these things through the CLI, which could be command,
Mm.
which could be command prompt, which could be your Windows PowerShell, or which could be Bash shell. So at the end of the day, if you want to do the project planning and all those things and outsets, you can use SNR or Jira dashboard. You just in between you use a MCP server, and your CLI can do all those activities and tasks through the MCP server. No problem at all, but it can be done. So Gemini CLI as an augmentation tool for tasks, it can do it. And it's gonna become much
Okay.
powerful. Just wait, it's just a beginning.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I'm pretty much excited because I'm the one who was excited when I created a file using Touch, Touch,
Yeah, yeah. I remember that.
and I'm
Touch
still
and file name.
excited just creating a markdown file using just natural languages. The excitement is not dying, and we're just growing like anything into different world altogether.
Mm. Okay.
So, so we are just.
Uh, I
So do you
I
have any
think
final question? We are almost crossing 1 hour.
okay, okay. I'll end it with one final question. This question is obviously going to be touching philosophy, strategy, and everything. Basically, this question is going to become the main question in the future. That's what I am
Okay.
imagining. So my question is, with all these AI technologies and especially after this Gemini CLI bringing
Yeah.
powerful AI directly into terminal, and I don't see anything, any other more revolutionary technology needing in a developer's life. Basically, so where do you see the boundaries between a developer's own expertise and AI assistant, AI assistants? So I'm going to use
Yeah.
a crazy word here. Uh, an expert developer and a developer who has married to AI. How are we going to distinguish between them in the
Okay.
future?
It's very simple. It's not too complicated. So the difference is just we'll take a simple example.
Hmm.
So you have to hit a nail onto the wall. How will you do
Okay.
it?
Take the nail, place it properly with a proper angle,
And
and
hit
hit
with
it.
hit with the hand.
Hit with the hammer.
Hit with the hammer, not hand, because you want to use the tools. You don't want to
Yeah.
break your hand.
Hmm.
Okay. Now let's put you and let's put the carpenter. Give the
Hmm.
same task. Hit the nail. Let's count the time. Let's count the efficiency and effectiveness. Who will do it better?
Obviously, carpenter.
What is the answer? The one who knows how to use the tool
Proficiency,
best
expertise.
will
Yes.
become the. That's the answer directly. So even when you have to remove the tool, do you when you have to remove the nail from the wall, will you use your teeth to remove or you'll use a tool to remove?
I'll use the tool.
If you use teeth, what will happen?
My teeth will break,
Not the nail.
not the nail,
So
obviously.
that's what is going to happen to the people who doesn't use tools in
Hmm.
future. I hope you got my point. This is a direct message to the people who are shameful in using the AI tools.
Yeah,
You
this
will
is a
lose your
very,
teeth.
very good and very
You will
strong
lose
analogy.
your teeth. You will lose your teeth. That's it.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah. So I think that's it for today, and probably we'll have one more webinar where we'll just bring the Gemini CLI and then our MCP together. So we should always thankful for the Google and Anthropic for bringing the best out of best in AI era. So thank you all for your fantastic questions. And as you have seen today, the Gemini CLI is versatile and powerful tool that can significantly enhance your productivity. And I hope that by understanding the workflow from parsing and context building to API calls to the tool orchestration, you have a deeper application appreciation for the technology at your fingertips. Escape. Do you have anything to say at the last moment? We are in different times now.
Nothing more to say. I'm very in a shock, I can say, but every day AI is continuing to shock us, so that intensity has decreased certainly. But still, thank you very much, Google. Thank you very much, Microsoft,
Anthropic team.
OpenAI, and all the Anthropic. And I'm obviously not going to be naming all of them, just uh, everyone to enable us in doing all these
Go
tasks
there.
lightning fast so that we can be more creative, in fact,
Yeah.
not stay stuck
So
by hacking all these things.
exactly. So we have to spend. We have to see. That's what you got the tools now. You use the tools and enhance your capabilities, increase your
Yeah,
efficiency, improve your effectiveness, make the things bigger, and do it faster in the most effective way. So that's what it's simple, hitting a nail onto the wall without hammer, with the hammer. So now doing the code and deploying the things with AI or without AI. It's all up to you to decide which path you want. Do you want to break your teeth, hands, or do you want to put the nail into the wall? It's all up to you. So that's the spirit. I encourage all of you to do the same, not breaking your teeth, hitting the nail onto the wall in the right way using the tool. So you can find the official repository and the documentation at the link. It is Google-Gemini /Gemini CLI. So that's a GitHub repository. You'll find everything. And of course, I will share this official repository and documentation link in the comment section in our YouTube as well as LinkedIn. And you just go and experiment it. Don't just left behind. It's very important. Okay, see how it fits into your workflow, and don't be afraid to push your limits. And thank you for joining us today. And happy coding and happy vibe. Welcome. We are have you join us as we explore the incredible story of the MCP revolution. Before we dive, let's consider a few questions. Do you think MCP is a new API? MCP replace API? What exactly is Why is everyone talking about it? Why? Or even Microsoft and everybody else losing MCP in their system. Not bad. Now begin the story. That's why coding. But what if we amplify that? Why make it a team sport? So we're not just coding anymore. We are doing a pair vibe we call it as pair vibe coding. For me, pair vibe coding is just like conducting an orchestra. We will explore UI UX with Google Sketch and launch ideas fast using Bolt.new or microSAS setup.
Pair vibe coding is where the team creates the AI precision. We harness the power like Gemini 2.5 Pro and specific AI agents.
Hello. Pair vibe coding is the next wave of innovation. Imagine crafting stunning new global development organic in the roots as a unified team.
Pair vibe coding breaks down. We'll build MVPs with deployed on Vercel and even manage the synchronous tasks with Google's tools.